What was San Antonio like? Got like a minute to throw it at me.
Honestly, man, it was pretty nice, dude. Just exactly kind of what me and the lady needed.
Good
Just
job, dude.
got out, just yeah, dude. We just got the fuck out of here.
I think it's important, man, to get those kind of like away days.
Yeah, man. Her and I have been hard charging it for like a year and a half, dude, and we needed to get out, bro. It was time. It was. I mean, we needed, dude.
Hell yeah, man. Well, good job, dude. Now we're back at it. I'm gonna give these people a show. Give them a show, baby. Don't
Yeah,
forget,
dude, and
don't forget
and
to take
we
off your shirt.
went hard, bro. We went
don't,
hard.
don't forget to take off your shirt. Say less. What is up? Welcome back into Sunday night. You're here with the Average Boys podcast. Of course, we're running a little bit late. I told you I had a family issue that I was going with. I had a rosary, so thank you guys for being patient. Thank you guys for joining us again on this Sunday night. I am here with my co-host Trigger. What is up, my dude? How are you, brother?
Good, man. Just hanging out. Doing the podcast thing. I got in today. Kind of late, and me and the lady were we were over in San Antonio. We were in Austin, and I mean, honestly, bro, we needed to get the fuck out, bro. Like we were just so fucking tired, man.
I
Like
feel that. I 100% feel that.
She was super tired. I was super tired. Like I like her and I have been like just hard charging it for like a year and a half, man, and like just straight always going at it, bro. Always going at it, and like now it's like one of those where like we genuinely needed to get out of the house, and needed to like be just not here for like a fucking weekend or something, man.
What you guys do up in San Antonio? How was it, man? Tell me about it.
So Austin was actually kind of like the highlight for me. As people know, I'm a bartender, been a bartender for a very, 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 very long time. So I finally hit up one of the speakeasies that I've been wanting to go to for like years, man.
Nice.
Years. Right? I hit up Floppy Disk Repair Company. By the way, guys, it is expensive as shit up there.
Whole life
Super
up there is
fun, yeah,
expensive, man.
yeah, dude, just super fun. I was definitely not ready for that, but it was also super fun, dude. Like those people were on it. Like I was ordering drinks that like, I mean, probably a dozen people down here in the valley even know what they are, and I was just like, oh, let me get this, and they were just like, okay, boom, made it up for me, you know. Then after that, we went to Coyote Ugly and got a little nasty out there, uh, yeah, dude. And then San Antonio, hung out, went to the Cantera, shopped around a bunch, Then, dude, I was exhausted, man. I fell asleep at like 6,
Can't
and
hang anymore, old man.
oh no, dude, dead ass. I really couldn't. I mean, I drove from like Austin to like to San Antonio, and after that, dude, I was out. Like I shopped a little
I've
bit.
noticed as we get older that long drive, driving gets rough, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if maybe by chance I need to get like a fucking weird car themed baby cradle for myself as an adult because that shit puts me to sleep when I drive.
Dude, I mean, it's rough, man. It's rough, bro. I Don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun, a lot of fun times out there, dude. I really, really did. I was doing this, I was doing that, and I got to like just really, really like get a lot of shit out of my system. And then we just spent way too much money, dude. Way too much money. Like her and I were just fuck it, dude. Charge it. Fuck it, dude. Swipe. Like, for the people who don't know, I really like keyboards. Keyboards are kind of like my new thing. and like outside of PC building. And
Oh
so
yeah,
like,
yeah. The accessory of having like mechanical
yeah,
keyboards and yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So this is a custom built keyboard, right? I like just I've had this one for a couple of years now, probably like a year and a half, maybe two. I just and Razer had like released probably about a year ago their Black Widow V4 Pro
Nice.
75%. And
Okay.
that is a fully customizable, a fully like hot swappable, like you can put your own switches into this keyboard, you know, your own keycaps and stuff like that. And I got it. I have one now. Why? When I already have a fucking mechanical keyboard, fuck it. That's why.
It's funny.
I
Yeah.
dude, check this out. So I haven't put it up here yet, right? I haven't set it out. It's not out here yet. That and my dog lives in here, so I'm really worried about her pissing all over it. Well, Razer also has this little snake carpet, and they're not making them anymore. Yeah, they're not going to make them anymore. And over at the Razer store over in Austin, they had one more left, and I was just like, "Bitch is going home with me."
I was like, that shit's probably expensive as fuck though, wasn't it?
It was $80.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, and I got a Sneaky light, dude. It's a fucking RGB light in the shape of this snake. Why did I get it? Because I fucking can.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know why I got it. I just got it.
Yeah, because I fucking can. And I regret nothing.
That's so funny. So wait, what's the whole thing with Sneaky? I didn't even know this was a thing. What is Sneaky?
Yeah, it's like their brand. It's like, you know how
Like
like
a mascot
Razer,
or something?
Yeah, it's like their mascot. It's
I don't
like,
even know that. Is that new?
Yeah,
Is it fairly new or what?
it's been around for a few years.
Nice. Shit, I didn't even know that. Cool things, man.
Yeah,
Cool
dude,
stuff, a badass light and a carpet and
yeah, dude.
sounds good.
I even got myself a mouse mat. It's big. It's huge. It's made out of glass.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. So overall, the trip to San Antonio was pretty good.
So needed.
And Austin, very nice, very nice. Yeah, I feel that, dude. You know, there's been ideals on the idea of like I've always wanted to go on a cruise in Galveston, like one of the Galveston cruise. Like I've always wanted to hit one of those cool ass boats and stuff like that. Hey, what's up? What's up? Good to see you, Danny. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. The little Korean hearts or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I barely watch K-pop, so XGs. I'm a wolf or whatever the shit they call them.
Like,
yeah, it's like, fuck, I don't know. XG, yeah. Wildin or whatever. It's been a pretty normal week, man. There really hasn't really been much. A couple of little things here and there that we'll probably talk about and stuff like that. We're probably not going to keep people too long. Probably do like an hour and a half show. Nothing too crazy. We're starting off a little bit late. Like I said, I had a passing in the family.
There actually is something that I kind of would like to talk about a little bit.
Sweet. Dude. I love that shit.
This I don't think has been covered yet.
Oh.
And this has been like a month since this dropped. So
I'm just kidding.
No, so you know that they finally have Balin's new actor, right?
Yes, I heard it was the guy.
Rory McCann, the guy
from Game of Thrones, right?
Hound. Yeah, the Hound.
I heard about it. Yeah, actually he's from what I've heard, Ray Stevenson's one of his like best friends.
Yeah, I heard that they were like
super close.
Yeah, they were super tight. And like I said, I know I haven't. Granted, when this released, I wasn't on the show that this would have released for.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we haven't talked about it since, you know, or mentioned it and stuff like that. And you know, I mean, you're a Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars fan.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I very much am.
But yeah, man, it's just one of those things where I was kind of like, hey, man, you know, like I know it's been super slow. Right, like for me right now, the big things that I'm kind of looking forward to, or have been looking forward to, have been every week has been like new Solo Leveling and new Dr. Stone,
and Invincible,
and Invincible,
Invincible. It's going really well.
And then Reacher just started too.
Yeah, I remember you talking. I haven't seen that show yet,
dude. Honestly, I think you would like that show, like. Because
I like the actor.
Alan Rickson.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Man. I mean, if you ever saw Blue Mountain State, you know he played that.
Well, wasn't he? He was the original Colossus or something like that, wasn't he? In the Marvel universe?
No. He was the original of Aquaman in
There you go.
Smallville.
There you go. From the CW world.
Yeah, yeah. So, and he was also Raphael in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Megan Fox one.
Oh, that's super cool. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you know, Johnny
check it out.
Knoxville and all of them. So yeah, he like I said, he played Raphael. Dude, apparently he fucking hated like TMNT, like just fucking.
I mean, it was a weird variation. Like I guess.
No,
like-
it like they just treated him like shit.
Oh fuck! I didn't even know that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
no, they were like, you were like, dude, he was like, no, dude, fuck this. And like the second one that came out, ironically with Stephen Amell, right? You
Mhm.
know, yeah, he was just like, dude, they just treated us like shit. Like, you know, they paid us trash, and you know, like it was just one of those where like no one was having a good time. You know, like the actual actors for the movie were just treated like absolute ass, and like it just really makes Paramount very sour in my mouth, like knowing that,
Mhm.
because I really like Alan Rickson. You know, like he's
He's a pretty good guy. He's a good actor.
yeah, man, like he's not bad.
Yeah, he's fun, and he knows how to
yeah.
deliver lines. He's really good at delivering.
Yeah, and like he's got some pretty good range, dude. You know, like if anyone has ever seen Blue Mountain State, he's fucking hilarious, hilarious in that show, dude.
Yeah, he is.
You know, but if you see like that to Reacher, you know, that's a huge, just a stark difference between the two of those. And yeah, it's just one of those where like, oh man, you know, you hate to see that, you know, you hate to see the fact that like he's just not happy, you know, just not, it's just all around pissed off, right? And granted, he's not as sensitive as I'd have to say Stephen Amell, because like Stephen Amell also got like real pissy when like John Cena was like taking shots at him.
Yeah, taking shots at his show, right?
Yeah, at his show on Peacemaker and shit like that, and he was just like, you know, that was a little uncalled for, and I was just like, dude, you don't fucking see Jason Momoa fucking throwing a hissy fit at the fact that, you know, like he told him that he fucks fish or whatever, dude.
Oh yeah.
You know, like fucking stop whining, bro. Like you had a fucking good career, you know, like a good like 10 seasons or whatever the fucking.
Yeah, that's right. He was Hawks and Teen Titan too.
Yeah, dude, shut the fuck
I remember
up.
that shit. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I mean, the success of all of the CW shows, like they kind of like ventured in a lot of the attention for like the new Marvel universe and the DC universe, and everybody taking chances and doing cool things. The CW did a lot of good stuff, even though there were some parts that were pretty bad. They did give more opportunity for these characters to be developed in film and stuff like that. So I really, really appreciated that. But yeah, I always thought this dude played like big roles, but I know like, yeah, he was in Hawks. I remember that. For some reason, I always thought he reminded me of the guy from X-Men First Class, not First Class, the second movie where he's like carrying the kid with the glasses. Or you remember that when Wolverine's attacking all the Snyder's guys or whatever? Striders?
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember the actor, but I always thought that was him.
No, dude, he would have been so young in that movie.
That would have been badass if he was Colossus, right? Now you think about it.
Yeah, but no, the guy who played him did the last movie that I saw him in was the Baytown Outlaws. He was the silent brother. Yeah, that's like the last movie I remember seeing him in.
Damn, that's fucking crazy. Well, but yeah. So Reacher, what's the show about? I don't even know what the show's about.
So Reacher is about a former MP. What's up, dude?
What's up, Michael Betancourt?
Yes. We were just talking about that. So Reacher is about a former MP, you know, or former Army police officer, from the 110th like fucking like MP unit or CID unit or some shit like that. Anyway, he's a very, very big loner. So he literally just hikes everywhere or catches buses everywhere and just collects his pension. But like everywhere he goes, he always attracts trouble and like figures out like what's going on in like every place that he goes and like solves the problem, kills a lot of people, but they're based on books. I forget the author's name.
Is it like Tom Clancy or something like that? No,
No,
but it's in the same format, right? It kind of like gives me the Walking Tall vibes.
Yeah. It is based on.
What's up, Big John? Good to see you, my
Lee
dude, in the comment
Child.
section. Always a
Yeah.
pleasure having you, brother.
Yeah,
How
Lee
was that
Child.
trip to Galveston? How was your boat trip? Tell me. I want to know.
I completely agree, Mr. Michael. I completely agree.
Michael Betancourt says Reacher is an amazing show, and he is superior Reacher compared to Tom Cruise.
Yes, Tom Cruise also played the role in 2 movies.
But Tom Cruise does all his own stunts.
Yeah, well, so does Alan Rickman.
Yeah, I was gonna say so does this guy, and he's
he's also more true to the character. Like in the books, this dude is a big motherfucker, dude.
Yeah,
like, he's huge.
Yeah, I was looking at some of his
just like Alan Rickman is. Like
ginormous guy.
Yeah, like he's a big motherfucker, dude. It's just hulking huge. And
is this the same guy that came out and said that he wanted to do Batman?
I think so.
I think he said he wanted to play Batman, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, let me check that out. But go on.
And well, like I said, like it was just one of those. It was just one of those things where, like, this is the 3rd season. The first season happens to deal a lot with his brother, and like how his brother was killed. The 2nd season happens to deal with people coming after his old unit, and the 3rd one, I don't know what the 3rd one's about yet. I need to watch it. And yeah, dude, it is a fun show for action lovers. If you are a fan of like the John Wick series, or even the old the old Reacher movies and shit like that, fucking give this a watch, dude. This is some good stuff, and even when like it does get boring, it's some great background noise. People get shot all the time. He beats the ever living fuck out of people all the time, and it's just good action, man. It's super good. There's some good F to the uckin.
Well, I was gonna say it's very much like I swear it's very much like that movie where The Rock plays the guy that becomes the sheriff.
Yeah. You're thinking of
those kind of movies, right?
Yeah, you're thinking of Walking Tall, and it's sort of like that, except like in Walking Tall, he's from that place.
Yeah. And this guy just travels.
Yeah, he just like in the first season, perfect example. In the first season, he goes to this fucking small ass town, and the moment that he gets there, he's literally just trying to eat a bite of apple pie, and he immediately gets arrested because they think that he killed somebody. And he's just like, dude, I just fucking got here. And he's fucked with, like I said, he's fucked with. He like proves himself innocent, and like he figures out like what the whole conspiracy is, behind everything. But still, like he ends up staying around, and kind of is just like one of those that like, oh, okay, you know what, fuck this. Like, I just found out that this guy, killed my brother, and I'm gonna handle shit. And so yeah, dude, it's some good old action fun, man.
So in the comment section, Michael Betancourt says Reacher is an amazing show. Oh, well, he said that earlier. Yeah. John is saying he's gonna go in a couple weeks. He's gonna go on a cruise actually with his family. So like, man, that sounds super fantastic. And Michael Betancourt says, I loved it in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Yes. He was great in that also. That was with Henry Cavill, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Superman himself, dude.
The man, the myth, the legend. What's even crazy, right? Michael Betancourt acknowledges this, and so does Sal, that they did vote for him for Batman. And then I found an article here. Let me see if I can bring it up real fast for you guys.
Oh yeah, dude, it's such good fun.
Here we go. Forget Batman. There's another DC superhero Alan Rickman would be perfect to cast for, but it is rumored that he's already been casted, or he's very heavily fan casted as Batman. But a lot of people are talking about, of course, as Shazam, dude, in the new DCU. What do you think?
I don't know who his like younger counterpart would be. Oh, Oh, I
A
know
little
who his young. I know who his young guy could. His young kid could be the fucking kid from the Atom Project.
Oh yeah. He was in Percy Jackson.
Yeah, he's Percy Jackson, the kid who plays
That'd be
Percy
pretty cool.
Jackson.
That'd be
Right?
pretty cool.
He would if they just colored his hair or fuck it, leave him blonde,
Yeah,
whatever.
leave him
And
blonde.
they just
Fuck it.
fuck it, and whitewashing, whatever. And then like
Whitewash.
yeah, and boom, there you go, fucking Billy Batson.
Yo, but what do you think is Alan Ritchson is as Batman?
Could do it.
I think it 100% be good. It would be good for like a year one Batman.
No, because we already have Robert Pattinson on that.
Not year one. The Batman, the Return Batman, the one that's the old school, the older Batman that fights Superman in the big mech suit. Not year one, but
hold
on, real quick. There's someone at my door. Hold on.
Oh no.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. What he's mentioning is the Frank Miller, The Dark Knight Returns. Where he fights Superman, and he's got the. Oh man, I forget her name. She's a Robin. She's a female Robin. Gosh darn it! I'm trying to remember her name. I need to remember her name.
Yeah.
Female Robin.
In the comic books, there is a blonde Batman. I mean, it's one of those things that he's just like a cookie cutter typical white guy anyways, but he kind of goes with the black.
Carrie Kelly.
Which one?
Carrie Kelly.
Carrie Kelly Batman, the redhead little girl.
Yeah.
Batman. I think he would play that. He's the size for that Batman.
Yeah, but even then, dude, like the person that I would want in that Batman role, like I'd really prefer someone more like actually aged. Because you got to remember, dude, like this guy's like a little bit younger than you, or like around your age.
Yeah, 43. That's not bad. I mean,
yeah, like he's
got to be like 40s is a gentleman's age. What's up, Miguel? Good to see you, my man.
Yeah, and like that guy, like
he's
he's like that dude's pushing like 80.
Yeah.
Like
the big motherfucking 80-year-old.
Yeah, dude.
But then again, if you look back at the animated series of not the Suicide Squad, but what was this last one? Monster Squad, or what the fuck was it? I don't even remember. This one that they just released. What was the one? Which one? Creature Commandos. That's the picture that's in the background, and that Batman character really, really relates to that Batman series. Like that, he looks really, really close to it in the sense of like size and even the comic book, the costuming for the character itself. So like it kind of does. And if we're going with the factor that James Gunn is purposely putting these kind of like factors in his comics, you kind of get the idea of which ones he's going with. Because like, again, when we saw in the Superman trailer, we got Guy Gardner, Hawkman, and Hawkgirl together, which is very much. Oh, and not only that, you got what is it? The Fantastic Mr. Fantastic guy, or what's his name? I can't even think of this. Huh? Mr. Terrific, right? Mr. Terrific. A lot of these characters were part of like the Justice Society, like the first creation of all the before the Justice League kind of concept, right?
Mr. Terrific wasn't in the Justice
League. Well, no, he wasn't. But the other three were. The other three, you just need the Alan, not the Alan. My mind's all over the place, dude. But what was the Green Lantern from back in the day? Before Hal Jordan?
Alan Scott.
Alan Scott, there you go. Like I remember it was Alan. I just couldn't remember that accent because this guy's name's Alan. But yeah, you have a lot of like these old school pre-Justice League characters. And then you look at the costume choice that they chose for this Batman, and he's not too bad, man. I wouldn't mind him being the Batman that they chose. Derpy, what's good, man? Good to see you in the comment section. Sorry you got to miss last week's teardown of Captain America: Brave New World, but we do have an 82% drop off this week, so that's something wild to talk about. He also says, as a diehard Batman fan, no beefy Batman for the DCU, so no go on Alan Ritchson, dude. What? So he's not a big fan of that either. Not a big fan of it. So who would you guys choose then? What would you call would be a really good fan choice for a Batman for the DCU? The one that James Gunn's gonna go with.
See, but here's the thing: we're getting a lot of year one shit, right? So,
Mhm.
like, we have a Superman who's literally like
Young.
just fresh,
Yeah,
into
young.
being Superman. Like, dude, the kid's probably like 22 or some shit. 20.
You think so?
Well, I mean, he gets together with Lois pretty early.
Yeah.
Like, I
Okay. So we
mean,
take into consideration, right? Yeah, I would say like maybe mid 20s.
25. Yeah, 25 to
Yeah,
old.
like 25. Because he's got to have gone through college, got to get his communications degree for journalism. Now he's working at the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
So he's got to be somewhere in the middle of like that 25, 27 year. Which I mean, it's not too bad. And then this guy, like you said, he's casually like close to his 40s, right? Which isn't too bad either for like a Batman role either. But again, it's like, how hard is it to figure out that this guy would be Batman at his size? So this guy's got to be doing something. You know what I mean? Like you don't just look at a dude that's
You,
like
you know,
6'6".
Derpy, I wouldn't mind Glenn Powell, but like he doesn't have a whole lot of action movies behind him.
Who's Glenn Powell? I'll check that out right now.
You've seen Glenn Powell before. Like,
check
there's
it
no
out.
fucking way you haven't.
That I haven't, right?
Yeah.
Glenn Powell. Okay. Yeah. He's kind of like the typical 6 foot, maybe 212, 210 kind of guy size.
Nah,
Just good
dude.
athletics.
I mean, I'd have to say like 190.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say that
I
too.
mean, yeah, he's probably like 6'1", 190 or some shit like that.
Top Gun. He was in Top Gun 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Top Gun 2, actually. He was in Expendables 3.
He does have
Yeah.
that chiseled jaw kind of look, man. That's
Yeah,
not a
man.
bad look.
Like, I mean, he's not a bad looking dude, man. And you need Batman to be fucking pretty.
Yeah, he does have to. Here, I'll go ahead and I'll put up a couple of photos of this guy so that way people can see who he is that we're talking about. This is the fan choice right here. He was in.
He got to
Top Gun.
he got to knock boots with Sydney Sweeney for all of us simps.
All of us Sims. Yeah, this is the guy. What do you think of this then? This is so this was to be your cut.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. He's
Okay.
not bad. He just has no action, like no real action, roles behind him other than Expendables. And like he didn't do much in Expendables to begin with.
Robert says he was also in Twisters, which I guess is the multiple.
That's not the kind of action movie I'm talking about, Biggie.
He's
Like, I need him to
dodging.
fucking shoot people, dude. I need him to beat the fuck out of somebody.
Yeah, you're talking about like and that's a really good callback to like the guy from the Iron Fist show. You remember that? Like he was a good-looking guy. He could play the role of Danny Rand, but the moment you put him like in an action sequence, you were like, "Oh my god, this guy's like bad."
Yeah, he's horrible. And it's like, how like, okay, I think Simu Liu is like a very very good a good representation or analogy for this.
Of what you need for a role in that character, right?
Yeah, because like Simu Liu,
he did very good.
Yeah, he did super good as Shang-Chi. It was very seamless. You could tell the guy gave a fuck about his role and like put in the work to learn how to punch and learn how to kick, learn how to block, learn how to move and transition into new combinations with his punches and kicks. And he learned martial arts. He took the time.
Yeah, he took the time
and did everything right. The guy who played Danny Rand was just dancing, and he looked so telegraphed when he did. Okay. Like, and I think the optimal fight where you see somebody who gave a fuck about their role to somebody who doesn't is in the Defenders when he's fighting Daredevil. Like, you could tell Charlie Cox like knows how to box, dude, and trained and could beat the fuck out of somebody. And he's fighting this guy and he's just like whack, like
he's doing the right work, and he's got a good choreography team, and whoever he's training with really knows how to like help him sell the movements.
Yeah.
But like
like that guy just seemed so like
yeah,
it looked like a kata for him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it looked very stiff.
Yeah, it just didn't look good. And that's what I would be afraid of with Glenn Powell, is that if he were to do it, it wouldn't be as seamless as like Charlie Cox's like movements are. Like, oh, I'm I'm bobbing, I'm weaving, I'm coming in.
You know who
You
I would want to see this guy play? Marvel.
he could do it.
Yeah,
I think he'd be a good Marvel.
he would have been a badass Marvel, dude.
Except they fucked it up already because now it's a
hey,
fucking
you know what?
girl and she
what?
died.
Standing on business. I said this last week. It was super crazy. After watching Captain America Brave
Barry
New
Allen,
World,
not Kyle Rayner. I want a Mexican for Kyle Rayner.
oh, that would be dope. After watching Brave New World last week, I had the itch to watch a Marvel movie I never cared about before, and it ended up being pretty nice. And it was the first Miss Marvel movie, Captain Marvel.
Had you seen it before?
I had, and I didn't like it. And I went back after Brave, huh?
It didn't get better.
Well, you know what? After I saw Captain America Brave New World, I was like, not so bad. Not so bad. I kind of appreciate
I'd still rather see the Red Hulk just absolutely beef fucking
Captain
America through the White House than fucking see her.
Dude, I went back and I watched it and I was kind of like, okay, this comedy's not too bad. And I get the Marvel reference with this chick. Like, I see where they were trying, even though that it didn't work the first time.
There was no landing that. There was no, don't fucking try and sell me on this, dude.
Yeah, it was really weird, man. And I went back and I kind of enjoyed myself and I was like, what is it? I had that moment when Thanos is reminiscing with Nebula in the last movie before he gets his head cut off by Thor, and he's like,
maybe
"Thank you, daughter."
You too harshly.
Maybe I was too harsh on you. Maybe I was too harsh on you. Bang, dude! Fucking goddamn! I had the worst moment, dude, while watching it. I was kind of like, "Oh, that's kind of nice." And I was like, wait a minute. No, get out of this moment. This was a bad movie too. God damn.
Maybe I treated you too harshly.
Did you get maybe I treated you harshly, daughter. Talking to Captain Marvel. My fucking stupid ass part that I was kind of like, dude, maybe I'm thinking of this wrong, dude. Like when I kind of was bringing bad out of it was Jude Law at the end. He comes in with his two guns and he's looking at her and then he's like, I'm so fucking proud of you. And he starts putting his guns away. And I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Why am I watching this? How did I get this far and have a good time? It was the fucking wildest night of my life.
And then she just blasted the fuck out of him. And then nothing happened with him. What happened? Where did he get blitzed? Did he get what happened?
Did he just get another platoon or whatever?
When
I was watching it, when I was watching it, I was having a casual good time. And then I got to that part where they crash land in the desert and they're about to fight each other, which in my mind, I'm kind of like, to save money, they probably just were driving like down the desert between LA and Vegas, and they saw that big ass opening that you can't really put gas in, and they were like, yo, let's just pull over and film this part in the desert, like down across the street or whatever. Like,
hey, Bree, is it cool if we just stop real quick? Hey, Jude, are you guys in costume still? Yeah.
Can you guys just walk a couple feet? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We can totally film this here.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
It reminded me of Kung Pao, dude. When you find out that he did the whole the fight scene in the river, he filmed it in the parking lot of Walmart. Did you ever hear about that?
Shut the fuck up.
He filmed it with the camera just facing upwards, and he's just swinging a chain. I don't know if you remember fucking that whole scene. It's so wild. And he was like, "Yeah, I was just trying to save money, and I was just trying to figure out." And the Mufasa. I don't know if you, dude. Do you remember Kung Pao?
Vaguely.
I was gonna say vaguely, yeah, but it was one of those movies that you were just like, this shit is fucking bonkers, right? But that movie made millions, dude, millions. He films.
I'm sure it was like 3 million, but sure.
Yeah, no, don't give me that. He was good. Let's see what Kung Pao made. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna fucking, what is it? Kung Pao. What was it? Box office? Maybe box.
I want to know global.
$16,994 million. 16 million. It made 16 million. Holy shit. That's better than most Marvel movies right now.
Okay,
That's so fucking wild, dude. 17 million worldwide. dude. I don't know if anybody's in the comment section. You guys, tell me in the comments how much you like Kung Pao the movie, please, dude. Yeah, I don't want to be the only person here that loves this movie.
It's not that I don't love this movie. I just don't like it the way that you do.
It's me and Starship Troopers, dude. Like you have to be a stick about it. Like you got to be a certain demographic. Like completely.
Maybe I'm not the target audience.
Yeah, target audience.
Yeah, dude,
we are definitely the target audience for Kung Pao. There's a scene in that movie where he's talking to Mufasa. Like he's literally talking to a giant lion in the sky. And that scene he filmed in his backyard patio. Like this guy used like every opportunity to save cash, and he made a banger of a movie. It is so fucking fun.
You know who did that and actually made a banger of a movie? Kevin Smith. And that motherfucker has a star on the Hollywood walkway.
Oh, what was the movie that he did? Was it
Clerks?
Oh, Clerks.
That guy made Clerks for like $200,000.
Yeah, he made it.
Like he made it for dirt cheap. Dog.
It kind of makes me wonder how much they spent to make this movie.
Yeah, that's what you should be focused
on. What is it called? What is it? How much? Oh, budget, right? Budget. Kung Pao budget. 10 million. Damn, dude, 10 million?
Yeah, bro, they barely broke even, homie.
Yeah. Chill. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, for what he did, that was pretty wild. For 10 million, that's pretty good. If you got an ass, I'll kick it. That's the fucking I Am Betty 2, or what is he fucking? God damn it. The fucking movie. I got it. Wee. I'm telling you, dude, one of the best fucking movies. So funny. Derpy says Glenn Powell, Batman, Dylan O'Brien is Nightwing, Sophia Turner as Batgirl, Red Hood, Darcy Montgomery, or Dacry Montgomery, Red Robin, David Mauzos, and Damian Wayne's the kid who plays Aang in the new live action Avatar, Gordon Cormier. That's a pretty good cast, I'm not gonna lie. For The Brave and the Bold, that was Derpy's choice for his fanfics. That is actually really, really cool. You can call me, but my favorite line in the fucking Kung Pao movie is we trained him. What is it? We trained him purposely wrong as a joke. And the guy's like, I'm bleeding. That makes me the vector. What is it? Face to foot style. He's talking about that one guy that keeps getting his fucking ass kicked, Wimplo.
Yeah.
Fucking man, that movie's so rad, dude. If you guys haven't seen it, Kung Pao is probably one of the funniest movies you'll ever watch in your entire existence of life.
It'll also be one of the biggest wastes of time.
No way. Come on. And then not only that brought out a lot of like the comedy and martial arts films. You had Kung Fu Hustle, Kung Fu Soccer. You had all those movies come out of that time frame. And that was Kung Fu Hustle is so good. If you guys haven't seen Kung Fu Hustle, that movie is fantastic. Fantastic. What do we got? Actually, you know what? Like, speaking of DC and all of that stuff, what's your take on the whole James Gunn meeting up with Snyder thing? This was something super crazy this past week.
Yeah, so James Gunn meeting up with Zack Snyder. Mm-hmm. Honestly, man, I think it's one of those where, like, I think he might make him an EP,
like a producer or something, right? Mm-hmm. What do you take on it though? Like, what do you think the takeaway of them coming together? Because of course, like, we have to take into consideration. Let me fix this real quick. I want to put these guys up together in this picture because this picture is, it's pretty cool to see these guys meet up. I'm not really looking into it in the sense of I'm not really digging into it super heavy, right? But having James Gunn meet with Zack Snyder, we just talked about last week, a couple of weeks ago, actually, when they released the Superman trailer, the idea of, just throwing some fucking popcorn out there, right? Henry Cavill coming in to reprise a role of Superman, but as Ultraman, because I was saying I thought it would be a really cool nod to the Snyderverse since it was so dark that it was actually like the origins or the birth of the crime syndicate in that universe, or at least like those characters to play the crime syndicate. Minus the fact that we do know that Jason Momoa is coming back as Lobo, which kind of is like, okay, at least they're still recycling one of the characters. And of course, we don't know what transpired really in the sense of blacklisting Ray Fisher, the cyborg guy, right?
Yeah, dude. And you know what, man? Like, I feel that was more of a Joss thing than
Joss
it
Whedon
was.
could, yeah.
Yeah, than I think that it was a Zack thing.
Well,
But,
but we have to
at the same time, like we also like have to look at Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot had nothing good to say about Joss either.
yeah, 100%. I remember that. She was really, really against him.
Yeah, but at the same time, Zack Snyder didn't champion for either of them.
For anybody.
Yeah. So I mean, granted, what was going on in his life
was rough.
Was to their situation. That was kind of one of those that, like, you know what, guys, y'all are gonna have to figure it out. Like, I just lost my fucking kid, dude.
Yep. Like, that was hard, man.
Yeah. So that's one of those where it's like, yeah, man. I mean, dude, it's hard to defend like Joss, but it's also not easy to. It's also like another thing to be like, hey, man, like you weren't there for them either. So.
True that, 100%. It's even crazier to understand that, like how Joss Whedon kind of like just vanished. Like ever since that whole situation, there's not been any fucking talks of him.
Oh yeah, no, dude, trust me. I'm pretty sure he's burnt a lot of his bridges.
But what do you think? Like, what do you think would transpire from having James Gunn bring in Zack Snyder? Even like you said, I think because Brian, we have a private chat that we talk about all this stuff during the week so that we can have something for a show to come up with you guys. And we had mentioned it in the show. Actually, Brian had brought it up because this is Brian really loves like talking about like the Snyderverse and the DC universe and what they're going to do with it. Because
and you know, dude, and I'm very, very much the guy who wants to see the Snyderverse come back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I would fucking go nuts, dude.
Yeah, it would be fantastic.
If I got the Snyderverse going,
right? It'd be fantastic if they could fix it, dude. If they could fix it, that would be so fucking dope. Yeah, it would be nice. But what do you think would happen with Snyder, like coming in? We do see him working on his Rebel Moon film series.
Who knows if he's even going to finish it now?
Yeah, what happened?
How abysmally they did, you know, on Netflix.
Yeah, the second one wasn't really accepted very well
or liked. It was. I mean, I didn't think it was that bad, but people thought it was just fucking horrendous.
Yeah, it's been on this cusp of all this like bad, this bad goings on films that are going on nowadays. Zack Snyder's come, you know, several times to give us some of like the greatest films in comic book history. 300, V for Vendetta, like you name it. This guy with the Watchmen, the fucking Watchmen, which literally like reinvigorated the DC universe, like it completely, even in the comic books. Now
it was one of the best storylines in like past decade, you know, when it comes to fucking DC.
It's super crazy, and that's something to look at and be like, hey man, this guy's really, really great. Of course, he did his Snyderverse Justice League, you know, brought in Joss Whedon when he had a situation and came back and released the Snyder Cut with a little bit of extra stuff, which, I mean, mind you, it did all right. But again, this goes back to, I mean, you remember
what I did like? Yeah, man. I mean, you know, like we
saw it together.
Excited. Yeah, man. You know, it was you, me, Steve, another friend of mine. You know, I mean, his sister. You know, like we made a thing out of it, dude. You know,
we were really, really excited. I mean, as comic book fans, we were like, okay, dude, like we're about this. And then to watch it, to be like, oh, okay, well, that was nice or whatever.
Yeah.
In my mind,
I was like, I wasn't as disappointed as people like made themselves out to be. Like some people were like, this is the fucking silliest thing since fucking clowns in costumes or whatever. And like, I was just like, bro, it's not that fucking bad. Like, you know, it's way better than people are fucking making it out to be.
And I was
telling people, like, it's not like it wasn't what everyone wanted.
Yeah.
But you know what, dude? Like, it wasn't bad either. Like, I took this over the Joss cut any day of the week, dude.
Yeah, they did a lot better with some of the stuff and some of the development of characters and all that stuff in the 4 hour one. But I kept telling people, I was like, man, dude, it's a 4 hour film. Like, you really can't fuck up 4 hours of the Justice League in general. Like, even if you got some like random dude, Taika Waititi, to do a 4 hour Justice League movie, it would probably be pretty good. You know what I mean? Because you just got so much room for activities. It's so nuts.
Yeah, and that was another thing that I liked, dude. Because like I remember you were like, "Why is this happening?" And then boom, like 2 seconds later, like you got your answer. Granted, that was like in the first like hour of the film where you were just like,
Yeah, yeah,
"Wait,
yeah.
but why
You're
is
like, how'd that
this like?"
happen?
Like when fucking continuity Nazi, you know, when Chris Jaded was still Mr. Chris Jaded, and why is this
Yeah.
like this? And then boom, your answer, and I was just like,
When I didn't only want to just be the target audience, but I wanted to be
"Yeah,
entertained.
yeah," and you were just like, "Well, why is this the way that this is?" Let me
That's
tell
so
you
funny.
why. Let me tell you why this is the way
Yeah,
that
yeah. Though it is your answer like 5 seconds later.
it is. And
Um,
I love that they like gave us answers to certain things, dude. You know, like why like certain characters' motivations are the way that they are right now. Other like granted, there was a lot more to work with, but fuck, dude, like
oh
he
yeah.
was giving us the sauce, dude. He was
Oh
giving
yeah.
us the sauce.
So with that being said, like, where do we see this happening with Zack Snyder now? Maybe, I'm not saying it's been officially said or anything like that, but this was during like an executive meeting between a lot of the investors, very private, very kind of like a small meetup. And it just so happened that at the meetup, Zack Snyder was there. Of course, we don't. Zack Snyder currently really doesn't have like any stake in the game for the DC Studios movie side of Warner Brothers. He does have some acknowledgement within the Warner Brothers system, but not for DC at the moment. But for him to be there, it does give an idea that the Snyderverse in some way still plays a huge factor going forward in the DC studios, or actually in the origins of the DC universe, right? Which
Yeah,
kind of like correlates to the idea of maybe the reason why he's a part of this is because of his creation of the Snyderverse, that it'll be part of one of the universes that's used in a crisis or something that's going to be the ultimate.
yeah, man. Who
Well,
knows? You know, like, but at the same time, you know, the Flash movie is a Snyderverse movie.
yeah,
You know,
hundred
that's
percent.
gone. You know,
Yeah, there's no way they're bringing that guy back, or maybe I don't know. I just don't know how. That guy's been very quiet ever since the firing.
yeah, you know,
So
because like, and then on top of that, man, you know, like I hate to say it, but like James Gunn did, you know, Henry Cavill dirty. You know,
yeah.
and he did The Rock dirty. You know, I get it. Like, like their films didn't like give them exactly what they wanted, and I know that they were in their eyes flops. But dude, like, there's no fucking way you're gonna tell Henry Cavill like, "Oh yeah, I'm back," and then no shit, 2-3 months later, just be like, "Oh yeah, J.K."
Yeah, because we do know that they met up. We do know they had talks for a little bit and all this other stuff with Henry Cavill, but eventually it came to terms that he wasn't going to portray his role as Superman.
Yeah,
Or
you know,
at least not
like
in the
yeah,
fundamental role as the main Superman of this universe. But like again, I think it's not a bad idea if they were to bring him back as Ultraman. And if you ended up using some of those old actors from the Snyderverse as a crime syndicate version in the Crisis. But it all determines which crisis they decide to go with. You know what I mean? It all determines. I mean, we have been seeing a lot of attention at the idea that they're going to bring in Supergirl, which gives a lot to like the Crisis on Infinity and Infinity Crisis storylines, where they're
yeah,
doing
dude.
like
I mean, well, no, they are doing a Supergirl. Was it what's her fucking face? The
the
chick
one from Game
from
of Thrones, right?
yeah, the one from House of Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
She's you know she's gonna be Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, she's Kara.
Yeah, but it all determines on which crisis they're going to go with.
Which I mean, they don't even need to go with the Crisis. Kara is a fucking main line. Is a prime character.
No, but the thing is Supergirl in some of the Crisis plays like a very pivotal role
Yeah,
in
but
some of
that's
them
the,
because
yeah,
of her
but that's the
relationship with
thing. Like,
the.
yeah, but you're talking about a crisis. They don't need to go with the crisis.
I think eventually they will because of the multiverse stuff, like the big events in film kind of stuff.
Bro, who knows if they're even gonna do multiverse stuff?
Yeah, that's a good point. Who knows if they're going to get that far?
Yeah,
Right?
like I mean, you're looking at 15-year plan. I mean, dude, they're I'm sure.
I hope not, dude.
Yeah,
I
dude,
hope it's not 15 years.
you're looking at shit from brother. RDJ just got signed, bro. Chill out. You know,
Yeah, chill. RDJ is
we're
going
not
to come
there
in and
yet.
play Iron Man in the DC universe.
Yeah, dude, chill out, bro. Like we
Yeah,
just got here, dude.
Yeah, he's going to play fucking Van Gogh or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Let fucking Creature Commandos finish or whatever. I mean, let
I think it still needs to kind of cook a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I think it still needs to cook a little bit. But actually, on the concept of talking about Henry Cavill, I wanted to bring this up because it was brought up to me this past week on a concept of a fan, like a fan cast, right? Because the idea is Henry Cavill's been in talks for the Marvel Universe for a while. They used him as what do they call him, the Cavalrine?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call him the Cavalrine in the Wolverine and Deadpool movie, where he came out as a Wolverine variant, which was very, very cool. A lot of people were excited. I thought it was just funny. I thought it was kind of silly, but a lot of people thought like, oh, dude, that's it. Like, we're probably going to get Henry Cavill as Wolverine again in the Secret Wars. And that's going to be the role that they're talking about. But this past week, I had the opportunity to be watching another podcast, and it's just random. It's not anything big. And they made a really good point and said, you know what? A lot of people are talking about Henry Cavill being Captain Britain. Like, oh, Captain Britain this, Captain Britain that. But mind you, you and me, I don't know if you sit on the same page I do, but I wouldn't really care for a Captain Marvel movie or a Captain Britain movie. I think it's just extra. I think it's all right. Like, but I don't think there's anything about it that anyone's like, fuck yes, baby, here we go. Because again, that's one of those characters that's kind of like really out there, and you got to be a really big fan, right, of the Marvel Universe to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And people would just get excited because Henry Cavill is doing something. And I don't think that's fair for all the other characters that deserve opportunities more than Captain Britain. Mind you, Triggs, you'll probably agree with me at this, but Captain Britain is casually important to Secret Wars. He plays a role across the board, right?
He is. He's definitely a fellow. A fellow in that.
Yeah,
story.
He's a fellow. Yeah, I would say he's like a fellow. He's not like a big like, hey man, this guy's gonna fucking turn the tide of the war. But he does.
But he also ain't one of those. One of them. One of them lowdowns, man. He ain't a little bitch either.
Yeah, he ain't a bitch. No, I'm not taking anything away from Captain Britain. The dude was chosen by Merlin the fucking wizard. You know what I mean? So like, no disregarding that. He has Excalibur, King Arthur's fucking sword. Like, shout out to him. But like, I don't think there's like a huge desire to really for people to be like, fuck yes, dude, we need that. And Sal, of course, fucking reaching out like me, a brother in the cause, saying I would love to see him as Hyperion. Right? Henry Cavill comes in as Hyperion. I think that would be a huge slap in the face to DC. I wouldn't really be about it, even though I think Hyperion is a better character than Superman in the Marvel Universe. In the DC universe.
Would fucking lose it if they casted him as Hyperion, and like, dude, just and more so that he could fight Sentry at one point.
Yes,
and just fucking beef.
If you guys don't understand why, Hyperion is technically Superman in the Marvel Universe, a little bit better than Sentry, but he's really the Injustice version of Superman. Like, that's literally what he is. He's not regular Superman. He's the Superman that's like, oh, you need some justice? Oh, I could serve that shit on a plate, dude. And then it goes rip someone's fucking head off.
In spades, homie. I'm good.
Well, someone said to me earlier this week, what if they brought Henry Cavill in for Gladiator?
No.
And they bring in the Mutant Saga in the next series after Secret Wars. No. And I was like, okay, that's all right. It's just another Superman character. He's all right. I mean, Gladiator's cool, but I mean, he's got a fucking mohawk, and he fought the Juggernaut once. But check this shit out. I think this one would hype you up, but of course we got some different news about it. But What if they brought in Henry Cavill as Richard Rider?
Okay, first of all, this is very rude of anybody because everyone knows that I love Richard Rider.
That is so dope, though, dude. Think about it. Richard Rider, he's a fucking Chad too, big guy. He's not a small dude.
No.
You would have Henry Cavill in a fucking Nova outfit.
Oh, dude.
Like, you'd have him in fucking space. You'd have him being a platoon leader of a group.
Dude, not just
The champion of a whole nation or a whole race of people.
Vince, he is Nova, like the last Zendarian, like Nova. Like he is like the person who encompasses the entire Nova Corps currently. Yeah, he's a fucking Giga Chad, dude. Like this guy has gone toe to toe with Annihilus and just been like, come get it.
Yep. And that just so happens to be the apparent villain that they're talking about for the Fantastic Four /2 villain, which of course, Annihilus would be a great villain for Fantastic Four if we even fucking get that far. But there was even rumors saying that Henry Cavill was going to be Annihilus.
Oh, no, dude.
That would be a fucking waste,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, and granted, yeah, like you want to get him in a good villain character and stuff like that. But my thing is that like, when you have huge name people coming in as like the fucking villains right now, ever since Christian Bale, dude, I'm so fucking like uncomfortable with huge name like actors being villains. Like, give it to some fucking B-list actor who can, who's got some potential of carrying something under their belt, or like, and I hate to say it, dude, but the fucking chick who played the fucking the chick who played the fucking big bad in Miss Marvel movie. Dude, she was a throwaway character.
Mhm.
And I mean, she wasn't a huge name either. Fucking give us one of those, man.
You think so for no?
For no, that's the thing, dude. No one knows about his rogues gallery. His rogues gallery is small. It's fucking small.
Yeah. Of course, because he's like
and his big hitters are fucking like Avengers.
Yeah, they're fucking event villains.
Yeah, they're like if he has to come out. If Nova is in the scene, bad shit is happening. It's popping off.
And the universe is about to get hit hard, right?
That's it, dude. Like something bad. Someone's dying.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. Hiddleston's wife was the villain in the Marvels film. She did that movie Pregnant too. Yeah, Ryan Gosling was actually up for talks for playing Nova, also from what I heard, and also Ghost Rider.
I could see him more as Ghost Rider.
Yeah, especially since he did that movie where he's fucking what is it where he drives the car and shit.
Oh, Driver?
Yeah, Driver. No, that was another kid, wasn't it?
No.
Or am I thinking? No, that was Baby Driver. But yeah, Driver, yeah. Yeah, you see, so having him on a vehicle or something like that, he plays that role very well. But like Richard Rider does extremely well, but you need someone that personifies, I think, a lot of strength as Richard Rider. Like a lot of strength, because again, like you said, his rogues gallery is very small, but that's because it's always one guy against an entire army.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think this isn't bitch made stuff, dude. Like you got.
Yeah, but that's why I think like someone like a Henry Cavill to play that role, even this Richter guy or that Alan Richardson, even him to come in as that character portrays, because these guys are like, they're colossal in front of everyone else. Like you look at Henry Cavill in fucking Mission Impossible, and he's huge compared to Tom Cruise. You look at Alan Richardson in Reacher, he's fucking ginormous in front of everybody else. You put that guy in front of an army or something like that he has to stare down, it looks amazing on film. Looks amazing on film. But yeah, I wanted to ask you this about it because I had heard that it was a rumor, and the other rumor was also that he might play the Beyonder.
I could see him as the Beyonder, dude.
Really?
Yeah, like Beyonder, 1984 Beyonder. That's not a small looking dude, man. He's He's a V cut homie.
Yeah, he's a Chad also, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'll put his picture up right now. If we're gonna go this way, right? If we're gonna go with this Beyonder.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with this guy, dude. And I hope he has the fucking Omega sign in the wings too, dude. You know what would be so fucking chef's kiss if he was the Beyonder and they put the fucking Omega sign on him, which, if you're a fan of Warhammer, is the Ultramarine sign. So that would go hand in fucking hand with Henry Cavill, dude.
And if you're also a big DC fan, it is the symbol that
Dark side, baby.
It for Dark Side. So
Yeah,
nice little nod. But yeah, dude, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, like Henry Cavill, where they put him in has to be very, very strategic. And I think Henry Cavill, as a nerd, knows that.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope. That's a good idea.
I think he's making the phone call. Like, you should have me as so and so.
As so and so. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past.
You know who I would have liked to have seen him as, honestly. Only like if they would have kept him like if they actually keep him in the MCU for a good amount of time, is Wonder Man.
Yeah, Wonder Man would have been a badass, but they need but the problem with Wonder Man's character, and I think it's going to go that way in the Marvel universe, is they're going to fuck it up. They're not going to know what to really do with him. Like, I think it's going to go a couple of episodes in or a couple films in, but like the overarching thing about Wonder Man is no one really knows, other than the diehard fans of comic books that really read his stuff.
And if you fucking say that you're a diehard Wonder Man fan, you're fucking not.
No, you're not. No, you are
not. You're not. You're just as much of a Wonder Man fan as you are a fucking Squirrel Girl fan. Sit the fuck down. No, you're not.
And that's kind of like the biggest fucking problem with the MCU right now. And the reason why I put that out there,
you tell me how he's died both times, and you and I can have a fucking conversation.
Yeah. No, in fact, tell me what his powers are.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, just do that for me.
Tell me what his powers are.
Explain
as a matter of fact, tell me what his original costume was. Then we can talk. Yeah,
dude. That's so funny. Or what is it? Tell me who his brother is.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me it was fucked.
Tell me how he got his powers. How about that?
Yeah, dude, there's so many things that you could ask about Wonder Man that a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, dude, Wonder Man." It's like, no, dude, that you're thinking Wonder Man.
No, you saw the show in fucking like 2002 or whatever, and you think you're an expert. Sit down.
You're probably thinking Wonder Bread. And that's not what we're thinking about. You know more about Wonder Bread than that. Should tell me because I don't know. Theron feels like, fuck, tell me because I don't know.
Yeah, tell dude, at least I got him. At least Derpy's fucking straight, dude. You know,
that's Ron. That's Ron Killer. That's Ron Killer.
My bad.
Ron Kill. He's from the YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us, man. Well, Wonder Man is a guy who has the power to control like atomic neurons. Is that what they call them? Like he can control the nucleon itself. Like he has the power to control at an atomic level, like atomic powers, like super crazy. He's got like ion abilities. He's like a character that controls ion, and he's made of ions practically. So like he is a very, very strong character, extremely strong, and he's kind of like energy based. He's one of the first West Coast Avengers. He's one of the dudes that in fact, he's one of Wanda's original boyfriends, and then they took his mentality and put it in Vision, and then she fell in love with the walking vibrator. But that changes things, because Wonder Man was always busy out of town doing things. He was like a star. He's like an action star also. But his brother is the Grim Reaper. Like literally, I think his name is like Grim Reaper, right?
Yeah.
That's the dude with the fucking or the Executioner. He's got like the fucking Grim Reaper sickle as a hand. This guy's a fucking animal in the Marvel universe back in the days as a rogue gallery member. He's got a bunch of stuff, dude. This guy has gone hand to hand with the Hulk. He's actually been able to depower him several times because of the fact that his powers, he can control the gamma radiation. The guy's very, very strong. But the problem with him is he's like a Reed Richards. He's a hyper intelligent dude. Super. You know what? He's more like Blue Marvel, if anything. Adam Brashear, because of the fact that they use him specifically for like quantum physics, energy manipulation in some way. But that's been his only thing. Because other than that, he barely gets involved in action in recent comic books. He hasn't done anything in a very, very long time.
I don't even know if he's even alive right now. Like,
he's alive. He's alive, but they just don't know what to do with him. But what's even unless he's missing, because I think they used him. The last time I remember seeing him was Captain Hydra, the Secret Empire. They brought him in to fight the Hulk.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the hand ended up bringing the Hulk back, and they used Captain America was using a dead Hulk to resurrect him and all that. So you remember that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember that. That's about as far back as I remember. And I read these comic books. You know what I mean? So like, other than that, I really can't tell you much about what he's doing. Like he tried to barter with the Hulk, knowing that he wasn't gonna be able to stop this dude. So that was like the last time I saw of him. So I don't know what he's doing in comic. That was like fucking 3 years ago. But yeah, actually, it would have been cool to see Henry Cavill play that guy, Wonder Man. But they ended up choosing the other character, which is the guy that plays Black Manta. I don't know what they're going to do with it yet. I don't even know what's going on. From what I've heard, I'm not impressed by it. And the reason why is not because I don't like them, gender bending characters or whatever it is. I don't like that they were saying he can break the fourth wall and he's in our universe looking for jobs to play superheroes and he has superhero powers. And I'm like, this already sounds fucking stupid. You know what I mean? It already sounds fucking dumb. But speaking about the idea of Henry Cavill going into being in the Nova and all that stuff, which I thought was a really good call. I wanted to ask your question because I know you're a really, really big Nova fan, bigger than I am. That's like your Hyperion, right?
Yeah.
And him being Richard Rider, I think it'd be pretty cool. You know, you got this big muscular dude, you know, playing Nova in space.
Not just that, man. You know, I think it's high time for Nova to. Of course they are, dude. Of course they are. Yeah, they fucking nerfed everybody. Everybody got nerfed.
Yeah.
But it's high time that that Richard Rider came into the MCU. Like he was originally supposed to be an Endgame. You know, like the Zarndarians I mean,
yeah, they got decimated.
They got wiped out, man. So like, and then on top of that, they got halfsies again after the fucking snap.
The bleep, yeah.
So like, as it is, dude, they're hurting. You know, they're like space as Guardians.
And I really, really like the way that they handled the Nova Corps in Guardians the game.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they looked really, really good in that game.
Oh yeah, the MCU they look stupid.
Yeah, they look a little bad.
You know, but yeah, dude, in the game, and the game was fucking phenomenal. The game was phenomenal. I had a lot of fun with that game.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed. Look, I'll show you some pictures real quick,
guys. For the PC gamers out there, really, really get yourself a whatchamacallit. Get yourself an Epic membership. You know, they were giving away this game.
Look at the way these guys look. They look sharp as shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
So I was really impressed by the way that they handled this. And then the helmets, they're more like the the way the MCU handles helmets, where they're all nanotechnology. They go in and out. You know, they don't need it all the time. And the helmet is the most important prop to these characters. You have to remember, because that's their version of that gives them their powers.
Yeah,
like it all comes from the helmet. It's like it's very, very. It's like a hyper.
It's the part of the uniform. Like it's the uniform. You put your helmet on, the rest of your clothing comes with it.
Yeah,
you know, like your helmet is just is the I mean, it's your pistol, dude. I mean, it's your gun. Yeah. You know, it is what gives you your powers.
But now, after Brave New World came out, the Nova and some of the other projects for Marvel have been halted. Did you hear about this?
I am not happy about it.
Oh, there you are. I was like, I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you?
Yeah, I have, and I am not happy about it.
So what happened? Do you know what happened?
No, I think what it is just that like they're probably just really taking a big step back. And just really, really probably like, all right, man, if this was supposed to be our fucking slam dunk and we flopped it, what the fuck, man? Like,
that's a good point.
You know, because you know, Captain America, that's a name that draws, right? You know, I mean, look at Winter Soldier, dude. I mean, that's one of the best MCU films ever. And I mean, if someone was just like, oh, dude, I just put on Winter Soldier, I'm stopping what I'm doing. You know, that's not background noise. Could I use it as background noise? Yeah. Would I? Absolutely not. But yeah, dude, you know, that is a fucking fantastic movie.
Yeah, on Deadline, they made an article about it, and it says we're developing more than we make now. So we're actually have a few different things brewing that we might see through to at least a pilot script to see if we want to make it. Says Wonder Bomber.
So they're gonna go with a TV show.
Yeah, yeah. All of these are all the ones that got halted by list are Nova, Stranger, Doctor Strange's Academy, the Strange Academy, which I'm happy they fucking canceled that shit, and Terror Inc., which I'm happy they canceled that shit too. Yeah, you see how look, and I want you guys to pay attention because this is fucking super important. Look at Trigger's face when I said those two names. Because it baffles the minds of people who know comic books as to why the fuck they would make them into TV shows already. Because they barely hit the comic book shelves maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and none of them were good without them needing to use assets from the real universe. Other than that, the characters didn't get picked up. No one gave a shit about any of the younger generations. The only people cared about were, of course, Doctor Strange, Wong, and Voodoo, Dr. Voodoo, which is a character that needs to come out. It's Brother Voodoo that needs to come out in Marvel soon, which I'm so surprised they haven't brought him out yet. But yeah, I kind of feel bad because again, I think you're absolutely correct where you stand on that in the factor that Nova needs to be acknowledged in some way in the films already.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
he needs to be.
It's really high time that he gets his love and stuff like that, and it's one of those things where you know what, man, like he's had long enough to not be in it.
Yeah, it's wild, man. But yeah, the projects got halted on some of these after Brave New World. Talking about Brave New World, did you see? I think I said this earlier on Fall, but 82% drop off for Captain America. Brave New World second week.
I'm not surprised.
82 82 drop off percent. 82 drop off. So literally that's the box office saying there's no way this makes a third week. There's no way. There's no way. So whatever money it's made right now, other than what it's going to do internationally, is all the money it's going to make. Did you by chance get an opportunity to check it out or no?
Yes.
Yeah. What'd you think? What'd you think of Captain America: Brave New World?
I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great either.
Yeah. What was your take on the whole film or whatever?
It is one of those that unfortunately had very, very little to stand on.
Yeah, I don't even know why. I feel bad for Anthony Mackie, dude. I feel bad for him because I think he deserved better. I think he deserved better for a film. I think he deserved the opportunity to, I don't even know, bro, like where they could have gone or who they could have brought in, but he didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve to be put in an Incredible Hulk Edward Norton film, not about Captain America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. I feel bad for the guy, dude. And then for him to be like, yo, go check out my movie or whatever, like real hyped about it or whatever. And then of course, like for the media to be able to push out this idea that like everybody hyped up the idea of the return of Captain America. And then he didn't even return in this film. You know what I mean? Even with that, like them not bringing back the Hulk for this film, like there were so many like bad choices that they made for this film. Like so many bad choices they made.
Yeah, and the real like okay, so like for me, I think the biggest takeaway is the fact that yeah, this was a Hulk 2 movie, not a Captain America 4 movie.
Yeah, not at all.
And yeah, the fact that the Hulk played literally zero fucking anything in this movie is just abysmal. The fact that we had zero, Mark Ruffalo in this movie.
And he came out in fucking Shang-Chi, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, man? Like he came out in She-Hulk and he wasn't doing anything in that film. Like man, dude, it's fucking bonkers, man.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate state of of our our MCU. Is
Look
the
at this.
fact
This
that
is such that is such a great thing to say. Like after watching Cap, like why would you do a movie like this, knowing that there's 3 Hulks on the planet right now? And I guess the Red
Or
Hulk is there. Four, because the sun is there, right?
yeah,
Jesus Christ, dude. And Abomination, who they used for fucking She-Hulk. You know what I mean? Oh, dude. Oh, good fucking comment, Thrawn. Good comment.
five if you want to say Gaia as well.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I forgot about that fucking character, man.
Yeah, dude.
Ugh.
I'm never
Um,
gonna forget
God damn it.
because she is. I mean, literally, Gaia could have just been like, "Stop, you guys are
Okay,
done."
so I was talking to someone yesterday about this, just by chance. I meet with a couple of people for like Dungeons and Dragons on Friday nights. And then after Saturday, we went out to go eat with a couple of friends for a birthday party. Happy birthday, Adam. Um, and at there, we were talking, of course, wherever I sit down, my best friend, Christella, gets mad at me. And so does Alex, because I sit there and talk podcasting with everyone, no matter what. I podcast with everybody when I see them. And we talked about the current state of the MCU, the current state after Captain America, Brave New World. And where does it go from here? Someone there that was at the party was like, "Oh, dude, but did you see the post-credit scenes? Like, how cool is that? Like, what do you think about that?" And in my mind, I was like, the post-credit scene, like, they could have emailed me that. Like, it didn't matter. Like, they literally were like, "Oh, be careful with the other worlds. They're coming." And it's like, "Oh, are you talking about incursions? We already know that because of Doctor Strange and the Marvels. Like, why did I have to wait?" Mind you, past the entire credits because there was no mid credits or after credits or whatever. Like, you know how they do, like, right when the thing comes in, they'll do a little bit of the credits and then boom, mid credits, they give you a preview or something. And then at the very end, they'll do some kind of like
Post credit.
goodbye
Yeah.
comedy, kind of like whoop, 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 the Groot dancing or something cool at the very, very end, because they're like, "Thanks for staying past the credits. Here's a little bit of some little sprinkle, right?" This fucking made you wait. No mid-credit scene, no nothing, till the very end of the credits, all the way to the very end, for them to sprinkle a little bit of shit on you. That was the leader in the raft, and Captain America, Anthony Mackie, shows up like the way Chris Evans did when they were all arrested. And he goes up to him and he goes, "Hey man, how's the food?" Or he's making some kind of crack jokes or whatever. And then the leader stands up and he's like,
You're
"I
a
hope you like."
bitch.
Yeah, that's what he should have said, something like that. I would have been way more funnier if he would have like 8 miled him or whatever, dude. That would have been way funnier. But he just
And
simply
his real
says,
name is Clarence.
middle name's Clarence. It would have been way better because of the fact that the only thing he said is, "It's the other Earths you have to worry about." And Captain America's Anthony Mackie's like, "Oh, what is that supposed to mean?" And then boom, credits or whatever. And in my mind, I was like, "Bitch, we already know about the incursions and all of that stuff. Like, why is it that I got, dude? We lost. What's her face? What was her? Monica Rambeau's daughter
Yeah, whatever.
to another goddamn universe in front of the military, mind you. So every motherfucker should know about that, right? Am I not mistaken? Should all of us kind of know this is a thing by now, or at least something in the government? The president should know. Someone should know. Nick Fury should have told him in some way.
I don't know. Nick Fury's off doing whatever the fuck Nick Fury's doing.
Or aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
He's out there banging aliens and shit.
Yeah, dude. I don't trust him to fucking save a goddamn.
I don't know, man. I'm wilding, dude. I'm wilding right now. But like, where do we go from here with Marvel? Okay, let me ask you. You saw the movie. Was there anything in the film that you thought, "Man, dude, this is a Captain America film. It's off of, it has to deal with Chris Evans, Bucky, has to deal with the Captain America or the Falcon and Bucky show. It deals with the Baron Zemo shit. It deals with Valentina. Like there's all of these people that surround themselves around this area in some way, right?" did you feel that they were like, hey, you know what? Maybe they should have touched base on this. I'm gonna tell you what mine is. I hated the fact that we didn't get a goddamn thing off of Sharon Rogers' shit or Sharon Carter's shit. We know she's in Madripoor. We know that she's the fucking broker. We know that she was talking to someone about selling some shit in the Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier show. Like, why didn't they fucking do anything with her character that right now is the most forgettable piece of shit that ever happened?
The same reason that we're never probably ever going to hear about Gaia ever again, and how she's literally like a universal stopping fucking monstrosity.
Yeah, who needs anyone else anymore?
Yeah, dude.
But
they could literally just be like, call her.
But you know what I mean, though, right? Like they left us on a huge cliffhanger on that show based on those assets in that universe. Like literally based on the Captain America storyline. It was all based on that character. What do you think?
I mean, I get it, dude. You know, it's one of those things where like very much what you're talking about is kind of the same thing.
Dope, yeah. Dude. Colin Farrell just won Best Actor in the limited series at Penguin at the SAG Awards. Good to see. Yeah. Good to see. What's up, Brian? We miss you, brother.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, like I said, you know, we have a lot of material.
Thrawn's killing me with these comebacks, bro. Maria Hill took one in the chest for that show.
Yeah, dude. For what, bro?
He's killing me, dude. Oh, dude. God, dude. Marvel just taking everything out, man. God, Secret Invasion was so bad. But like I was saying, like, what do you feel that they could have used as an asset, basing into the characters that have already been based in their stories and stuff, without implementing the World War Hulk? Like, what could they have done for Anthony Mackie's Captain Falcon's Sam Wilson character?
That one, I'd have to say, they could have even given reference to the fact that you know, Nick Fury's like not even on world anymore. You know, like, hey man, like,
yeah,
we can't even rely on Shield anymore because they're not around, and well, Nick Fury's off doing whatever it is he's doing right now. Like, there's a lot that could have been stated, you know, even outside of Sharon Carter, right? You know, we still could have gotten some more of fucking.
Would it have been a better like an espionage, maybe?
Yeah, like I would have. I mean, I almost kind of would have preferred an espionage movie, which is kind of what it looked like it was going to be at first. You know,
yeah, the trailers, right?
Yeah, well, not the trailers, but the pre-leaks and stuff like that. You know.
Oh, like, yeah.
You know, when we had the actual Serpent Society.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really, really good point. Yeah, I would have preferred like a little bit of that espionage, man. You know, maybe even the factor. Look, check this out. I'm just going to throw this out into the abyss, right? I'm going to put this out there, so that way the Marvel gods, if you're out there, you know, Feige, you know, hit us up if you want some better ideas. Hit us up if you want some have some accountability in your show. I would have really, really preferred for them to have it to where, of course, we had the idea that in some way Anthony Mackie reached out to the Wakandans and they built him a new costume because his wings were vibranium, right? But I thought it would have been an interesting take if they would have expedited Baron Zemo back to the United States instead of in a Wakandan prison, and used Baron Zemo as the new villain for Falcon, being that he is a Captain. They did a fantastic job with him in the fucking Winter Soldier show, or the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. Baron Zemo was the fucking hit, but he would be a great villain to be on the counter of. It would have been cool if it wasn't just a leader, but you ended up finding in the post-credit scene that it was Baron Zemo that put it all together. Like, because then you have an actual villain that Anthony Mackie can fight. Like, what do you think of that?
I still would have preferred the Serpent Society.
Just the Serpents in general? I mean, even if Baron Zemo is in charge of the Serpent Society.
He's not. Like, he has zero.
Yeah, he has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, zero to do with the Serpent Society.
Yeah, it's more of a Red Skull, right?
Yeah. but with that, I mean, you know, like Baron Zemo and him getting out and stuff like that, that would have been cool. But yet again, it would have been something that like you kind of would have needed Bucky for, you know, or something that like the Dora Milaje would have taken,
Yeah,
you know, to like would have just taken over. They would have been like,
which they did come out.
first of all, we do not need your help. We will get him ourselves, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and they, like they would just go sweep him up. And yeah, man, you know, like I said, dude, I honestly think that they would have been just
That would
fine.
that would have been pretty dope. Yeah, I'm kind of not really a fan where things are in the Marvel universe. I was hoping to be a little bit more intrigued by after Brave New World. You know, I said it before, even before it was dropping and all this stuff. Like, I was kind of disappointed with them going forward with this kind of a movie based on how the show did, which was all right. But
Yeah,
the idea of it is it would have been a better idea for them to, I don't know, man. Like, I really expected them to put the MCU in a better position than what it is right now.
mhm.
Because as a matter of fact, the MCU is very dry. We've been getting a lot of television shows with not a lot of purpose. I mean, mind you, Wiccan just came out. I mean, there's even a possibility that we're going to be getting what the Young Avengers soon. And no, this would have been the perfect opportunity to have Isaiah Bradley's nephew or grandson training alongside of him and Joaquin in the gym scene when they're all training together and Isaiah Bradley's teaching the Falcon how to be
Yeah,
Captain America.
Elijah, I think his name.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
remember this?
Elijah.
You remember the kid, right? The
Yeah,
Patriot.
Elijah.
Yeah, but at least have him there doing some fucking badass parkour in the background, or have him be Joaquin, the new Falcon's like training partner. Like him be like, hey, check this out. And then he pulls out like a fake shield or like
Yeah,
something, you know what I mean? And he's like, all right, you get me with your wings and I'm going to show you what's up. And then he puts him fucking down. And Anthony Mackie's like, damn, I got my fucking, you know, I got my fucking position, you know, up for grabs with this kid coming up. And Isaiah Bradley says something in the factor of like, nah, like this kid's going to be his own hero one day or whatever. You know what I mean? Like something cool. But they need to give these kids their flowers right now because they're running out of time. You're supposed to have the Young Avengers coming in before Secret Wars.
yeah, that good fucking luck, dude.
But this would have been the perfect opportunity for them to bring that kid in. And at least give him something, dude, because what did we get the last
Yeah,
time?
but as it is, dude, we've already botched the fucking Young Avengers. You know, like Yelena's now going to be a Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Fucking the whole Miss Marvel post credit scene with
Kamala Khan.
yeah, no, with fucking Haley Steinfeld.
Oh yeah, meeting up with Kamala, right?
Yeah, like I mean, nothing came of that either.
I'm telling you, Marvel had a lot of opportunities to kind of really run with this, and I think they botched it really, really bad. I think they botched it really, really bad with not the fact that the movie was bad, it was okay, but from where we go from here with it, that's where I think they botched it, which I don't know. I'm super confused. But onwards to the other part of the conversation. I think we'll should probably just get into it in the last part. This is something I wanted to bring into you, but yeah, we touched base on it a little bit earlier because you mentioned it, and I thought it was very, very cool that you brought it up. But now, we have Daredevil coming back into the MCU. What's the name of the show that they're coming back? The what's the name of the series that they're doing?
Born Again.
Born Again, right? Born Again.
Yeah.
There have been releases of trailers. We saw the Kingpin and him meeting up. We got the idea of the Kingpin's running for mayor. We do understand that Daredevil himself, Matt Murdock, is kind of like in a better position in his lawyer firm where he's up there. Both of them are kind of giving each other flowers, and Kingpin's kind of like, well, fuck your old persona or whatever the fuck. But it was really, really good. It's really good in the way it looks. But the MCU just came out and canonized the Defender series.
Yeah.
So now the Netflix Defender series, all four of those people, Jessica Jones.
I'd have to say that was already kind of the case because of the
Yes.
fact that the Daredevil was made canon, right?
And Jonathan Bernthal.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
fact
like,
that John,
since they're
yeah,
in
that
it, like,
John
why the fuck
Bernthal,
not,
yeah.
right?
Like, all right, dude, I mean, you already have 2 out of the 5.
Yeah. Just bring the whole cast in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, the cast didn't do that bad. You know, you got good praises for Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. The only one that
Jessica Jones wasn't all that bad.
Yeah,
I thought
I heard.
dude, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Luke Cage was a little too brutal. Like, I
The
thought,
gangster or what?
yeah, dude. Like,
A
it
little too
was,
street.
yeah, dude. I was just like, hey, man, y'all gotta chill on the fucking.
I don't know. I thought it was all
camera,
right. I thought he did
Really?
pretty cool. I think it gives. I do like the Wu-Tang, the hip hop, the nature of how they made his character. I do like that they made him like a like very street Harlem superhero.
Yeah, and I get it, dude.
Yeah.
It's just for me, I was just like, I mean, you don't want to chill.
I think
on
the
this?
villain was a little too much.
I thought his second villain was the shit.
Yeah, the one that ended up having
Yeah.
like his powers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a little weird.
the super, Haitian guy.
And they made him like fucking like a Shaft villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that shit. That was funny.
Tell you what, man.
Yeah, he was walking around like leathers and shit like that. He was walking around
Yeah.
old school pimp outfit and shit, just slapping dudes. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. But like, the thing is it just popped this week. A lot of people are like, "Yo, the Defenders, canon, baby." Marvel finally admitted it. And in my mind, I was kind of like, "Wait a minute. Well, I mean, that's not something to celebrate, guys. This is Marvel just kind of like throwing scraps at us of shit we already kind of figured out on our own."
Well, that might be the case, dude. Sometimes right now you got to take your wins where you can get them with this series, like with this.
It shouldn't
fucking
be like
franchise.
that. It shouldn't be like that. Look, we talked about this. Look, you and Brian have talked about this for years. When the MCU got to the 10 years, they got to Infinity War and Endgame. At the end of Endgame, we were like, man, where do we go from here? I remember this so fucking vividly in my head.
Yeah, and I also remember telling everybody.
Yeah, that we were going to have to kick back.
I was just like, yep, you're going to have to manage your expectations now.
Yeah, we're going to have to
chill, man. And nobody listened.
Yeah.
Nobody listened.
And that's the biggest issue I think that's been going on is that since we got what we got with the Endgame and Infinity War, everything falls fucking super short of what we're all expecting.
Yeah, and that's why for me, I'm not going into everything with the Endgame hype. Because you got to remember, dude, Endgame, like Infinity War and Endgame were masterpieces all in their own because of what we had.
Yeah.
For the fucking 13 years prior, dude. Like that was over a decade worth of buildup.
Yeah, that was a lot of buildup. And they respected the resource material too in the first 10 years.
For the most part.
For the most part, more than what they're doing now.
I mean, dude, don't get me fucking started with Civil War. Okay.
Yeah, Civil War was a mess.
Yeah, don't like. I mean, fine. Don't get me wrong. I love Civil War.
Yo, and that's because they had the rights to Goliath, they had the rights to Thor, they had the rights at the moment.
Well, they used Goliath. They did use Goliath. Yeah. Well, they used Goliath later.
Was he in? No, he wasn't. Well, Ant-Man 3 though. But they could have put him there. But you know what I mean, right? Like they had those assets. Like there was no. I wonder if they even had the what is it? The New Mutants or what is it? The fucking the team at the beginning with Nitro.
I forget what that team was called.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? Like I wonder if they still had the rights to those characters to be able to use Nitro at least, or a villain that could explode, that could do the same thing and bring together that idea. But the Sokovian Accords, I guess that's like an okay pull for what the Marvel did with it. Like for what it's worth, like Civil War wasn't as epic. And I take this to you guys, Comics Explained, Comic Storian, whoever you go to for your comic book know-how, you guys need to go back and at least get an info dump on Civil War in the comic books. Like, and this is the same thing we've always told you guys before. Make sure you're going back, especially when Marvel comes out and uses the title of a comic book series. Go and get info on that series first before you watch, because you are going to miss out on the masterpiece that the comic book is based on. There's so much that happens in the comic book. But yeah, that being said, I think they were really put a lot of pressure on these guys. Captain America, John came in the comment section and said he really enjoyed Captain America Brave New World, which I mean, I did also. He said, but perhaps instead of Stan Stearns, showing Hawkeye, the girl, which is Kate Bishop, Yelena or Bucky, who are already going to be in Thunderbolts, so we really can't ask for them for too much. But Bucky, of course, if you haven't seen the film, it's already been, a couple of weeks. If you haven't seen it with a drop off of 82%, I doubt you're going to watch it. Bucky does make a small entrance and he comes in and gives, his speech to Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson's character when Joaquin Phoenix is hurt and he's in the hospital, kind of comes in and gives him knowledge. And that's when they have a pretty meta conversation about Sam Wilson being like, yo, Steve Rogers fought aliens and fucking Titans and shit. And he's like, and I can't even handle a fucking missile or whatever the fuck he says. This is something really random. And I was like,
I was like, how many alien invasions did he stop? And he's like, 2. Got it.
And he's like, I can't even stop a small fucking.
Yep.
But to give him his flowers, like I think it was very well that they really came up to it, like with his character, like to really call out some of the bullshit that they know that they do. You know what I mean? Like I really appreciated that.
Fucking, he ain't fighting no Hulk though.
Yeah. No, I got a Hulk under me now.
Yeah, right.
He gets to use his psychology powers.
That's a notch on my belt. I got what's good, homie.
Yeah, he's like, I may not have super serum, but I got a college degree,
dude,
bitch.
I got them super
psychology.
hands, though, dude.
I got hands. Dude. I got hands. That was fucking funny, man. What did you think of the fight scene, dude? What did you think of the fucking Hulk fight scene?
Honestly, I mean, it was mid, dude. It was. I mean, wasn't bad. Wasn't great either. Yeah, dude, it was a little mid.
It would have made it worse if Anthony Mackie did not acknowledge he was getting his ass kicked for a reason he didn't know why.
Oh yeah, dude.
His comedy made it so much more better.
All of that. Yeah, he was just like, this fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah. If he was like fucking chucking and like fucking like, yeah, bitch, come on, motherfucker. Like, I would have been like, dude, sit the fuck down. But since he was like there and he was like, fuck, someone help me up, man. I can't even stand up. I just got hit by this motherfucker or whatever. Since
what I love most
is
when he's fighting that other guy, dude, and he was just like, you need a minute? He's like, no, man, I got shit to do, dude. Like, let's straight this up, man. Like, I loved how.
Did you get the reference to that?
No.
That was supposed to be a callback to Captain America fighting the Leaper, Bartok the Leaper.
Yeah.
But of course, we know Bartok the Leaper has some type of super serum with GSP, remember, on the ship? We do know that he's some type of like fucking hyper gymnast and he has some kind of like some enhancements or whatever. This is supposed to be a callback, but it was just that he was a big dude. Like he's not enhanced. He's just a guy. And Anthony Mackie had to fight this dude all solo one by one. That was his moment. He's like, man, dude, it would have been funny if he's like, man, bitch, you eat your Wheaties or some shit. Like, it would have been so funny if he was talking shit. But, he held his own and the fight scene wasn't too bad. But why didn't he just use the fucking Falcons to go in there and just zap everybody like all day? Why do you even have to go?
I guess it was too easy or some shit. Who knows, dude?
The only other thing is that Spider-Man, 100% correct. That shield does not respect the laws of physics, dude.
Yeah.
That it was literally bouncing off of people's foreheads, dude, then flying back into his arms at the same pressure. He would have killed motherfuckers, dude. Killed them. But yeah, Triggs, with you watching it, what was your rating for Captain America? That's pretty.
7. Soft 7.
Okay, soft 7. Good shit. Well, we're all caught up. Triggs, is there anything else you want to cover or talk about before we end the show?
No, man. The only stuff that I've got is kind of just stuff for like huge PC, fans. Like right now, the 50 series cards are all sold out. They're all getting price hiked.
50 series cards, what's that?
The new 50 series of NVIDIA GTX cards that just got released like a week ago. Yeah, they're all gone. They're all sold out. Like, unless you're getting them in store, the only place that I know that has them for the correct price in store is Micro Center in Houston. Have fun with that.
They're probably like fucking $400 or $500.
They're add a 1 to that.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
Yeah.
That's
add a 1 to that.
Anybody in the comment section, make sure you put up what you guys want us to talk about real quick before we leave. Other than that, Helldivers released a really, really great DLC, and so did Warhammer. They're doing a lot of great things in the video game. So if you guys are out there playing games, those two right now, Helldivers is such a great video game because you have someone that works in the development team that is constantly changing the way the war moves, very much like a Dungeons and Dragons game or like being a dungeon master. He's out there changing the environment, making things happen. So if you're playing it, make sure you guys go and get your democracy in. Make sure you go off and spread democracy like Starship Troopers.
yeah.
Dune 3. Anything on Dune 3? I saw that they had like a pushback for the release date. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I'm also not at all like surprised, mostly because like, dude, first of all, like I mean, Dune's gonna be just fine. Like that movie won so many accolades.
Even the video game's coming
There,
out soon, right?
yeah, the video game's coming out pretty
It looks
soon.
pretty
The
sharp.
and yeah, video game looks pretty sick, dude.
Yeah, it looks pretty
Like
sharp.
I know one thing that happens is that when you die by sandworm, your bag is left in the area that like you died in, so you have to like go get it.
You have to go back and get
then,
your shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
very
then
much like
finish doing what you're doing. And so
Yeah.
like I do like the drop mechanic that they have for that.
Yeah, other than that, I really can't imagine that there's anything else out there right now that's really catching eye.
Like I said, dude, the only stuff that
Politics
I've
is
got,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, it's just anime shit, you know, that like I'm really caring about. Like for
Yeah.
me, Doctor Stone and Solo Leveling are kind of, um,
Okay. John puts up for future topics. If you guys want to talk about the next GTA game, GTA 5 or 6. I think it's 6, right?
six.
Yeah. That shit's gonna come out like after Aliens land, dude. It's gonna take
Yeah.
forever for that game to come out, but it looks good. And
Perhaps
maybe a new Halo.
I've heard whispers about it, but nothing like really definitive.
Yeah, I know there's
Like,
been a new change of guard in the Halo 343 division of the development team. So I know a lot of people left and stuff like that. So it's interesting to talk about. It's been a couple of games that have been really going bad. Who's being looked at for the new Wonder Woman and the new Flash? I don't know, man. Like those kind of like the Wonder Woman, I can imagine it would be a big pickup.
you know who
like,
I would actually not mind as Flash? Glenn Powell.
who?
Glenn Powell. We were just talking about.
Oh, the guy we're just talking about. Yeah. The guy that we talked about for Green Lantern or whatever, or for Nova.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be cool. The one that came out in Top Gun.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope. He looks like the part. You know what? But
Yeah.
I think Michael Betancourt made a good point that he would be a good young Hal Jordan.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we're gonna get an old one. So.
Yeah, we're gonna which isn't too bad because you do have to make. I think that's very good that the way that they're approaching that because you have to make space for the younger one, which is the one that you said you wanted to be Mexican, right? What was his name?
Kyle Rayner.
Kyle Renner, right? Now, Kyle Renner is the Green Lantern of Green Lanterns in the sense of power scaling, right?
Yeah, dude, that guy's a fucking hoss. Dude.
Like he's super OP. So like the idea would be like he's going to be like the star child that they should be bringing into the DCU. Hal Jordan is a great Green Lantern, but I don't think he should be like the front and center Green Lantern because he's not going to be like the chosen one later. That would be like if you're doing Richard Rider and you're bringing in Sam Alexander, right? Like if Sam Alexander,
Sam Alexander's very new Avenger, right?
Yeah, they still haven't even rolled his character.
You know, like as opposed to like Richard Rider being like the OG,
the G,
original, you know. But kind of the same thing with who is it? Who is it? Yeah, the same thing when it comes to Kyle Rayner to Hal Jordan. I mean, Hal Jordan is like, to me, like one of those that like there's a reason why like his power scaling fluctuates so heavily. I mean, because this guy's become the quite literal embodiment of willpower at one
everything.
point.
Yeah.
Like he's become the battery. He's become
he is the battery.
Ion. Like he's become Parallax. Like this guy is so like, I mean, obviously he's the Green Lantern, right? But Kyle Rayner is just one of those where like, dude, they fucking power slammed him so hard, and it was awesome. I mean, they made him a White Lantern, and then they made him like a White Lantern by making him every other Lantern.
Yeah, they gave him
they gave him every fucking power set that like every Lantern could have.
Yeah, he was just the Lantern.
Yeah, it was like like you said, the Lantern, and dude, it was amazing. You know, I couldn't get enough of it. But yeah,
so I think it's very important that they look at that. But that's a really interesting. I wouldn't know who they could choose as a Wonder Woman right now. Like off the top of my head, I wouldn't even know. I loved what Zack Snyder did with Wonder Woman. Like I think that was like perfect, dude.
Yeah,
Like across the board, he had it where it was like Gal Gadot, who is like, of course, Gal Gadot is gorgeous. You know, she's super tall for herself as a person. She kind of personifies this like very like strong, independent woman, kind of like the idea of what we expect Wonder Woman to be. But then the actress that they chose for like the mother and the aunt, the one that was the trainer, boy, those chicks are fucking. They're like Angela Bassett in Black Panther. They're so strong. They carry themselves in such a great demeanor that you just look at them and you're like, wow, they personify the idea of strength in a female culture.
Yeah, you're and like, then they could be Amazons. I could see
perfect, dude.
Amazons, yeah.
And then not only that, then Zack Snyder was like, okay, the only people we are going to hire as support actresses for Amazonians are going to be CrossFit women and bodybuilders. And you look at all the chicks in the background, all the girls from the Amazonians, they are ripped to shit. Like he had the idea. So it's like, who do you look at? If you look at any actor across the board right now, who do you think would fit that role that could fit in those three kind of ideas of actresses? See, that's a hard ass question. I think the girl that was in the first Percy Jackson movie, I forgot her name. I'm really bad at that. The Percy Jackson movie, the one with the kid from, you know.
Was it Alexandra Daddario or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. The one with the really pretty eyes, right?
Yeah, the redhead.
No, let me see. I'm gonna type in Percy Jackson. Someone's gonna beat me to it in the comment section because everyone types it better than I do.
Yeah, Alexandra Daddario or whatever.
I think it might be.
I can never say her name correctly.
Alexander Daddario, you got it correct, my man. Yeah. I think this chick, she comes out in such great roles of strength. Like she's a cool like actress when it comes to that, but I think she's still slightly young, which isn't bad.
No, dude, she's like my age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I told you, John almost beat me to it right now, dude. I told you guys, and you even got her at the top of the button too, man. So that was really, really good. Yeah, but I think she'd be pretty cool. But I know that there's also been talks about them doing the first Wonder Woman, the one Nebula, the black girl. Remember when they made in the all new, all different, the new 52, they made her like a black girl?
Sure, dude.
You don't remember this? Come on, man.
I have wiped.
I'll bring it up right now.
I have wiped.
Nubia. There you go. Here, look, check it out. When I show it to you, you're going to be like, oh, I remember that. This one. Nubia.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, well then, I guess
fairly recent, and we do know that they are going with like the old school Wonder Woman, like back in the day, and apparently this was like the first Wonder Woman in chronology in the newer comics. So maybe they go that way. So yeah, John, that's a really good call. And then of course Flash. We'll bring that up for sure next time. That's something really good. Triggs, what do we got coming up for this week for you, man?
Nothing much, man. Just a lot of work. You know, gonna be putting together my office, and that's about it, dude.
Nice. This week, I'll put it up right now. We have TFL, the Texas Fight League. We have we have Texas Fight League coming up, which is for me and my fighters. So we have this coming up. We got Raul, one of our guys, fighting. Texas Fight League is a organization out of Brownsville, Texas. They did their first fights out of South Padre Island. But now they are going to be doing fights in Brownsville at the Brown Auditorium. We got some fights coming up. Really excited for that. And then not only that, last week, if you were here with us, we had Eddie Garza from Combat Cult. These guys right here, right? Combat Cult, which is a wrestling organization that does fights out of the whole entire valley. The second coming up, we're going to be having fights coming up, and they have me commentating at the fight, Trigger.
No shit.
Yeah, they brought me in. We brought these guys in, super cool guys. And we got these matches coming up, and I'm going to be one of the commentators for the organization. I'm going to be one of the guys, love anything combat, anything fighting. Super excited to see what these guys got going on. But we got this lineup coming up on the 2nd of next month, I think March 2nd. So if you guys are out there going to go to the Cino Ray, 2:00 in the afternoon, we're going to be having some wrestling. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be talking on the microphone. Hopefully I don't get beat up too bad either. But go check it out, guys. It's going to be really great. I hope you guys get to get out there. Triggs, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming out and getting some time off from work. And I'm glad that you got to get out of town and have a little bit of vacation time. Super, super good. I appreciate you, brother. And
no problem at all, brother.
Yeah, to everybody out there, to all our extraordinary listeners, we appreciate every one of you guys for coming in. Sorry we came in late today. Of course, like I said, I had a family issue that I needed to attend to. But we are here, back to normal. Everything should be good. And yeah, we appreciate every one of you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for jumping in. And yeah, stay safe, stay good. We hope your week goes well. We'll see you guys again here on the podcast next week. Thank you guys so much. Laters.